Ula. Ula.
Still Ula.
And we are live. Welcome to Gatsby Deep Dives with Pirate Queen Benedicta. Sorry, that's what I used to call you, so you know.
That's
and
fine.
her
Pirate Queen Raae.
Pirates.
And we got Paul.
Hello, I'm Paul.
Look like I'm frozen.
And Rich.
Hey.
Wave Rich. He's looking at the chat. Okay, Scott.
Hey.
Hey.
And we might have Ula, but his internet keeps dropping. So Ula is going to be our guest today. But we'll see how much we'll see of Ula. And today, we are deploying a minimal website to Gatsby Cloud from scratch without any starter. Do you want to get started?
Take it away, Paul.
Oh, right, yeah. Well, take it away, you. I think we need your screen, don't we?
Yeah, Fabio.
Yep.
And we're going to start with completely from scratch. So we're going to start with a GitHub repo.
Okay. I do this so seldom. New repo. What do you want to call it, Paul?
Are we going with the name that we said that we were going to do, or we are? Okay, good.
This one?
We are going to do Nattermob.dev, which is going to be our Nattermob hub for YouTube videos, content, etc. So we're going to be building that hub on the streams, which is a bit meta, but let's see how it goes. Do you want me to talk you through this bit? Are you happy to do?
Yes. No,
right,
talk me through it so everybody can hear, because I do this like once every 6 months.
Okay, so it's going to be public. We will add a README. We will add a git ignore, and it will be a node one.
I'm surprised you're not getting her to do it through the command line, to be honest.
I don't know how to do it with the CLI. Now, do we want a license for this? It's technically, I mean, it's not going to be a package. Do you want to do an MIT? Might as well. Let's do an MIT.
Do anybody have any other kind of strong opinions on that? Any other pirate has an opinion? No? We're good?
Yeah, MIT.
MIT.
Sharing is caring.
Sharing is caring. I don't think I've ever made this from the CLI, as I call it.
Wow, that's just all sorts of wrong, man. You don't call it a CLI. That sounds like a clip or something.
I know, but you know,
that word
like,
is way off.
When Benedicta told me that, I was like, that's wrong.
That's fine. Why can't it be a CLI? It's absolutely fine.
So the thing is, like, in my native language, that's how I would read it. And for, I guess, like 10, 15 years, the only thing I only read it. I never heard it out loud. So in my head.
Exactly, yeah.
In Swedish, in Sweden we say CLE. So yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah. So exactly. We would also say CLE, but I've always just said CLI in my head. So anyway, where do you want to take it? It's fine. So where do we want to take it from here? Agatha is trolling me in the chat.
Yeah. And I think we need to give a shout out.
She's saying she heard me mispronounce GIF because I call it GIF. Anyway, let's get back to the coding.
Whoa. It is GIF.
It is GIF, yeah.
Yeah.
We'll never get anywhere.
You would have backed down, mate.
Is it a GIF? Is it a GIF? Anyway, so you want to get? You want to go to the
guinea pig? Do you call it a guinea pig?
Oh, it is GIF. No, it is GIF, not GIF. I got it. Okay, sorry. People are fighting over that on the internet. Well, let's do some more coding.
We just started the fighting.
Setting up.
Yes.
Started the fighting. So do you want to go command line now, Paul, or do you want me to do it?
Do a git clone into wherever you need to get into.
So we are cloning and we are good.
And what did we end up with? Just a package.json, sorry, a README and a license and...
Let us have a look. Yep.
Okay. So back in your terminal, let's do a npm init.
This is so, like, I never do this. I always use a starter, and then I just delete what I don't want. So you got to talk me through this.
That's
yes?
fine. Yep. I think you
I would
just
say
enter, you can go through all the defaults, but yeah.
Yeah, if you do -y, it populates it.
Oh, then I could do all of them.
But it puts it at like version 1, which isn't.
I put it on 0.0.1 now.
Yeah, that's right.
That's probably sensible.
Nattermob?
Yeah.
Well, now it's asking for a license. How do I change this one to MIT as well?
Well, that is MIT. I don't know how deep you want to get into this, but
let's not.
Okay, fine.
Let's not. Maybe we can do. Maybe we can do an episode all about license.
Stream about it.
All right. So let's just have a quick look at package.json. Make sure we've got everything in there. Looks all right to me. So I guess now we can just start with our dependencies, right?
Mm-hmm.
So back on the terminal, we want to do. Are we using npm?
Yeah.
Okay, so npm I, Gatsby.
Yeah. So
and
are we using workspaces for anything?
I don't think we need workspaces for this project.
Okay.
If we're creating a site, just a site, we'll see. Maybe we need to move to workspaces at some point.
Yeah, we might do that thing next week.
Is it Gatsby?
Gatsby React and React DOM.
Like this?
The Holy Trinity.
React DOM.
-DOM.
Yep.
I installed DOM the other day and I was so confused for so long. I thought that maybe it came with something, and also I was wondering why nothing was running. And I sat there for about 30 minutes. Like, what the fuck is going on? Yeah, obviously I realised in the end, but yeah.
I always
installed the DOM. It's a package, like, you know.
Oh, Ula's back on.
Hey.
You can give us a wave, Ula.
Welcome, Ula.
Thanks.
Pirate Ula. Okay, we're waiting for this install. So now both Ula and I are streaming and it's installing on the same Wi-Fi. So we'll see how that goes.
Good Lord.
Are you guys going to get fever where you live?
No.
No. What, because they're not offering it, or because it's just really expensive?
They're not offering.
Yeah, we live in like central Oslo, but we live in an old wooden houses, like an old workers kind of area, and they don't want to dig in our streets. So they're not offering us any fiber, and they're also taking down the phone lines next year. So basically we'll be internet less. We will have no internet.
Telia said that here as well. They said they're getting rid of all the phone jack internet. You either get fiber or you're out. It's like,
yeah. But then they don't want to. And I'm asking for fiber on poles because once I was living in a tent, camping. I was living in like a camp city thing in New Jersey, and they're in like this little camping tent-ish kind of thing. There was fiber on the same kind of poles as the electricity.
I think if you can see the mast, isn't it? Then you can get it. That's what they've said to us here as well. If there's like this big mast in the sky, if you can see it from your house, then you can get it that way. But I don't think it's as fast.
So we'll see. We might hold out for 5G, right, Ola?
I saw someone post something on Twitter yesterday saying how fast their 5G was. It was like 100 meg a second or whatever you kind of like count it as, compared to their fiber they had, which was like giving them 60. I don't know how much of that was bollocks or what, you know, but that's quite interesting.
We are good to go.
Cool. Okay, so we've got dependencies in. Are they in there installed?
Yeah.
Okay, so we're using Gatsby 3.2.1 and then React 17. I'm not sure if we're going to need to do the whole React import thing. I think we'll do it anyway, but apparently you don't need to do it with 17, but I haven't tried that.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not sure
we'll see.
Because it's going to go back through a Gatsby compiler, you would still need it, but we can make it work and then break it if we
I
have.
think when you start adding packages and stuff, say you're using Theme UI or Chakra and stuff like that, then you always get confused with that. Like something always requires it.
Yeah.
Yeah. If they don't, I guess if they don't have a peer dependency of 17, then they probably have an issue, I guess, wouldn't they? All right. So what do we want to do now? We want to set up a page, some pages. So we need a directory called source. And then
pages?
Pages.
I think you can do it like this, and like now it made sources and then pages, didn't it?
Yep. And then let's start with an index.js in pages. And just for anyone curious, source pages is automatically sourced by Gatsby, so you don't have to tell it to find files. If you put them in source pages, it will automatically turn them into pages. If we do export default, which we can talk about in a minute, but let's do the import React from React to begin with.
Okay, this is going to be hard to watch because I need to practice my typing. Is that correct?
Maybe something about the stream.
Yeah.
When you stream, you always mistype stuff.
Import, okay.
So there's probably about 3 ways to do this, but it looks like you're going to be rolling with the way I prefer to do it. So you got it. That makes sense for me.
Oh, but not an in-depth page, maybe. Maybe let's call it an index page.
Why not?
Independent.
Sell the women that's independent.
And should we do, so let's put a return, we just return a H1 for the moment and just put index page in there.
Oh, I won't do everything you say.
Nattermob or Nattermob?
Nattermob.
And just for the sake of avoiding any console errors, let's make a 404 page so you can copy all of that and make a 404.js page and just change the name of it to not found page or something.
See, I never created something from scratch, so I didn't know that the 404 was actually required.
It's not required. It's just that when you spin up the development server, you'll get a 404 on the console, which can sometimes mask other issues you're going to have. Okay, so we've got a 404.js, index.js. Okay, now we need to add some scripts to package.
I'm loving the chats on this stream. Yep.
Definitely.
What did you say, Paul?
We need to add some scripts to package.json.
Okay. Yeah.
So
I never do these either myself, so okay.
We're going to add 4 scripts. The first one can be develop or dev, whatever you'd prefer.
Develop.
And that will be Gatsby develop.
So if anybody at some point want to send me an amazing keyboard, they can feel free to do that because I'm getting enough of this one. Okay, next one.
Next one is going to be build.
Sure, blame the keyboard.
And Gatsby build. Do we want to talk through what these are?
Yeah, but let's do all of them.
Okay, fine. Then we want a clean and then Gatsby clean.
I normally do like a clean and dev as well.
Yeah, I usually do that as well.
Double whammy.
Do we need more?
And we might as well pop a serve in while we're there as well.
Serve. Is it like this? Server? No, serve.
Without the R. Yeah, that's good enough. So
can we talk about default ports and popping open the browser tab as well from here?
That could be interesting.
So we do -p for a port and -o to open up the browser page on that port once it's finished building or running the dev server.
I
didn't know that. Okay, so you're saying I can do npm serve and then do a p like that?
If you just do it in the script, in the npm script.
Okay, yeah, because it's harder to get them.
Gatsby develop -p and then.
What would be a fun pirate themed port? I don't know. Anyone in the chat, come with that. But let's just do what do you usually do for 3,000, 400, 500, 800, 8,000?
800, 8,000. I mean, that's the default port anyway for Gatsby.
Okay, so let's do 888 then.
Yep.
Ooh, 666. No, sorry.
Obviously 666.
And then
yeah.
And
does it have to be 4? Can it not be 3?
I think it could be anything.
I don't know
but...
if it interferes with. So I'm not sure if the lower number ports are used by other things on the system.
I think it's like a default that local, when you do local host things or things you do locally, you want to be high up because then you're not messing with the ports that are actually talking to the internet because there's reserved ports.
Okay.
Or it's a standard, but I think Agata knows about this, but in the chat, she can teach us. Yeah.
Oh, awesome. And then just -O, and then it will pop open the browser. I mean, this can get a bit annoying if you're stopping and starting the dev server a lot. But it is handy if you're just doing it the once. And then you can do the same in serve as well. So you can put serve on a different port. And then so you know which ones are which.
So serve will default to 9,000 and develop defaults to 8,000.
Yeah.
I can't have 666. Oh, you were saying the defaults. Okay, so the defaults would be 8,000 on develop and 9,000 on serve.
Yeah.
So I've had to use this quite actually one time because I was trying to do 2 Gatsby sites running to test my plugin, and then I needed them to be on different ports. Otherwise, you're not allowed to like build 2 Gatsby sites at the same time on the same port because then they're fighting for which one to update.
Yeah. I think it picks a random port for you anyway. If that happens.
Oh, maybe it didn't at the time, but they might have changed.
Oh.
So can I do?
Just suggest your port +1.
So can I do develop now, or?
I think server we should get a index page with what is it? Nattermob.dev.
Yeah.
So what's the difference between the develop and the serve one? Does the serve one starts the build process?
So the develop server will be your normal node server plus a socket to do hot reload in. Build is the command that Gatsby then uses to statically generate all of the pages, and that will probably, when you run it, pop up in a public folder, which we should probably add to git ignore actually. And then serve will just spin up an HTTP server that will serve from that public folder. So you're basically replicating what would be deployed on a CDN. So if you want to do proper Lighthouse stores or page load stuff, it's better to do it locally by doing build serve than doing it from develop, because develop's got a lot of stuff in there that wouldn't be in the production build, if that makes sense. I never knew that, so that's really interesting. Thanks for explaining.
So it's not working.
Have you just did you just add pages to git ignore?
Sorry, bitch, I was going to do public.
Nice.
I was trying to be smart and do this while you were talking, but not that smart. It seems like it's not working. Maybe 666 is not what we want.
Don't we have to specify like a slash and a star after pages, so everything that's inside it? Can you just write public? I mean, I don't think you can just write public, can you? Or
yeah, like logs. You can just do public.
Okay.
It will take the whole folder. But let's look at our error here. Why are we not seeing any pages, Paul?
Yeah, good question. I mean, can you take out all the port and the open stuff to see if there was a problem with that? And just run that develop script again.
Are we missing anything? Is there anything else? Do we need a Gatsby config? We don't need a Gatsby config when we don't have any plugins?
No, there's dependencies and source pages.
This will work. Scott broke it.
We'll see if maybe there's something with that port. Yeah. So 6666 was not a good port, but we can try another one. We got a page.
Yes,
use 666.
pretty much all we need to do. I guess, do you want to do a commit and push, and then we can now maybe investigate Gatsby Cloud, or do you want to take a bit of a break first? Have we got any questions from anyone?
I think we should just I think we should just try and push this to Gatsby Cloud, and then we can have a little break while everything is building.
Yeah, that's fine.
So we want to go back, we want to commit, and then we have the initial commit that we always have in projects. It looks correct. There's pages in there, so I haven't, and there's no public. And then, so I usually do source control commit messages here, but then for some reason, I then go and do git push. But you could just press this little up arrow down here for the people watching. So I kind of gotten to mix between the command line, the CLI, and the command line and the CL and the source control visual.
Calling it CLI. I think we should normalize that it can be called the CLI. It's fine.
Yeah. Yeah, but I was guessing this is not the CLI. This is just the command line, while the CLI is the command line interface. So I was using the wrong term there. But we have now, it's on GitHub. But should we do a Gatsby build just to be certain that it builds as well?
Yeah,
because sometimes, because sometimes I've seen that the build, right now we have nothing, but often builds fail and develop don't fail. We'll probably run into that in future streams.
Well, let's go the whole hog then and do a yarn an npm run serve after this. You can look at localhost 9000 and see the built or deployed or the statically generated site. What's the right way to say that? The built site.
Yeah, there we go.
And I don't suppose have you got like a JavaScript disable Chrome plugin or anything?
Yeah, I think I'll figure that out in the break.
Okay, fine.
Then we can do some more discussions and test out the ports, because I would like to have a fun port for the Nattermob, like a pirate port. So just is Ulla still on stream? Is this familiar to you, Ulla? Because I've been teaching him a little bit coding or helping him with coding, and I always asked him to do starters, but I don't know how he feels about seeing it from scratch. If you have any thoughts.
So Agatha says that you can do it from the DevTools.
Oh, yeah, I can. Yeah, that's true.
Disable JS.
But maybe Ulla didn't hear me. Did you hear us, Ulla?
I can answer in the break.
You can answer in the break. Okay, so let's go to Gatsby Cloud then. So,
did it push all right? Is everything on your GitHub?
Excuse me, I'm jumping around. Yes, it looks like it did.
It's snack time, Rich. You know what? I'm going to grab some snacks.
I think everybody's starting to get ready for a break. Yeah, it's here on the GitHub. So how do we get it into Gatsby Cloud?
Okay, so you've already signed. Well, actually, did you want to talk about the sign up, the UX process or UI steps for signing up to Gatsby Cloud?
Oh, the signing up was fine, but what we're coming to now, I think I had problems with.
Oh, is connecting the GitHub.
Because now we do add site.
Yeah.
And I do import from a Git repository, yes. Yep. So this is anybody from Gatsby is watching. This I found super confusing. And then I do GitHub, and then it says select an organization. And somehow, long time ago, somebody added me to the Gatsby organization. And then I have Ulla's organization, but I don't have my personal account. So this took me a really long time when we were talking it through. How can I find my repos? But then I had to do add new organization, and then do raae, I think, and then hopefully that will work. I'm going to do this in another window.
Yeah, this is interesting because when I tried, I only seen my organization and nothing else. I actually have two other organizations and they didn't show up in the drop down. I'm not sure what kind of funky stuff is happening there.
Yeah,
I think what's happening is that Gatsby obviously uses Gatsby Cloud, and I know Ulla uses Gatsby Cloud because he's been doing the 100 days of Gatsby. So I think and I'm a part of those. So since they're already been added at some point to Gatsby Cloud, I think that's why they're popping up here. Yeah. But still super weird.
Yeah. So select Nattermob from there. And then we've got some options down
here.
I think Rich wants to ask a question, but do we want to take Rich questions?
Do
wow. Wow. Look at how you having words, mate. I'll tell you that.
We make Fabio host and he's all like,
There you go. Ask your question.
And I'm just wondering, is Gatsby Cloud free? How you're using it as well? now. Is it free to do these things?
Yes,
Yes.
I think the free plan, you get almost every, well, actually, coming back a step. So Gatsby Cloud, it was a little bit, maybe not confusing is the right word, but because it's been, I guess, an MVP and it's moved through the product lifecycle, initially when Gatsby Cloud launched, it wasn't hosting. So what you would use Gatsby Cloud for is link it up to your GitHub repo. When you push, it would build it for you, but then it would deploy it to somewhere like Netlify. So it was kind of,
but it would only build the pages that are changed. So wasn't that the whole thing?
Well, this is the next bit. So once the building part is done, now Gatsby's got Gatsby Hosting. So it becomes a CDN as well. So not only is it going to build your site, it will host it for you. And then I think on the starter, the free plan, I don't think you get incremental builds, but on the paid for one you do, or you get incremental builds on code pushes, but you don't get incremental builds on content pushes, I think is the difference.
Okay,
So,
why can I see 12 days remaining in your free trial? What happens after that?
I think they give you the kind of pro plan for 14 days, but I'm on the free plan and it had, but I'm not finding that. Let's do.
Is it one of them
Possibly
things
no.
where you sign up for it and then they say, if you don't cancel it, we're just going to charge you, and then you're on that plan?
No. So what I really liked, if you're ever going to do this on stream, because I didn't want to do this on stream after I, on another stream, showed my credit card. So I didn't want to sign up for Gatsby since I now have no credit card, but because I had to cancel it. Anyway, I was very surprised that Gatsby lets you sign up at no credit card required. So
I guess then
that
it
was-
just downgrades you when you expire if you don't subscribe
they
to it.
downgrade you to the free plan. So let's have a look here. Now I found the pricing.
Also, as we are looking at this, Agatha had a question. What do we use Gatsby Cloud for now?
It's not a silly question either.
It's not a silly question.
I literally just
I don't
asked that question. It's definitely not silly.
So I can answer this time since Paul answered answered Rich. So we want to get the code that we have coded, and we want to get it somewhere where it can be hosted, so we can hook it up to its domain and actually be live on the internet. And you could use Netlify, you could use Vercel, but since we are the Gatsby show, we are now testing out the Gatsby Cloud offering. So we're looking. I hope that helped, Agatha. So this is the free plan. And we get everything except for cloud builds, which I don't really know what is. They're blazing fast. Okay. And then you have standard performance.
That is the content changes.
Content changes, like you said, Paul.
Yeah, like a CMS.
Yeah, okay. So I think Gatsby Cloud made this to make their special site even faster, in the same way that Vercel is kind of owns Next, then Gatsby Cloud kind of owns Gatsby. As their like best platform. Okay, let's get back to it.
And Agatha says,
no AWS, thankfully.
Yeah, so in the world of serverless and all of that, Agatha, hosting and operations is a breeze. Like, you never spin up servers, you never have to maintain them, anything like that. Okay, so what do we want to do here, Paul? Do I have to do public like I have to do on Netlify?
So you can leave all of that as it is. Before we click next, though, this is so that's the only bit I have questions about. So what you can do, Scott mentioned about maybe having a mono repo set up with Yarn workspaces. What you can do in Gatsby Cloud is configure it to build different packages. So that base directory could be for your site, but then you could add another one for your plugin, for instance. And when you pushed from each package, it would only build that bit. The base directory is just the root, which is fine for us, and it just defaults to the -main name, but I always remove it as you did, so that's good. This bit, we're not going to hook up any CMS at the moment, so we can skip. And we're going to build from the main, which is fine, I guess. We don't.
And we have no
variables, so then we'll probably skip all of this.
Ooh, I like their little bubbly spinning thing.
I like the fact that I can mute while I munch down on crisps and no one can hear me.
I like the fact that you can mute yourself, so I don't have to.
Okay, so it is building. It's time for break. Fabio.
Yes, so we are now on our break. This might take a little while, hopefully not. So I think since we are a bunch of pirates, what kind of pirate feature do we all have, and what kind of grog are we drinking? I can go first.
Pirate feature. Yeah, I like that.
My pirate feature is probably my weird beard. And I'm just drinking water.
As always.
As always.
Who's next? Me?
Yes, Paul.
Yeah.
Okay. I think my pirate feature is my flat cap. And I'm drinking Life and Death.
Ooh.
That seems very piratey.
What, life and Death?
Yeah.
You know, trying to keep it ahoy a little bit.
Ahoy.
I don't have a pirate feature. I'm drinking Whitstable Bay beer.
Lovely stuff.
But didn't you order the parrot, Scott? Has it arrived?
Yeah.
I cancelled it. I cancelled the
You
African.
cancelled now.
Now it's
You
good.
said we didn't need to dress up, so.
Yeah, no. I just put on my queen
And,
hat.
you know, also getting my my right hand removed and replaced with a hook. That's I've had to scrap that now as well. So.
When I used to live in London, I used to live in Bow, in East London, and just down the road from where we lived, there was a pet shop, and I remember this pet shop when I was little because my nan used to live around the corner from there. And anyway, me and Ems, my wife, used to go there, and they had a parrot in a cage in this pet shop. Now this was like over 10 years ago. Now I don't think you'd see that now. Even just 10 years is quite a long time for things to change, and I'm pretty sure you wouldn't see a parrot in a pet shop. But I always remember walking past and thinking, so sorry for this bird, because you're talking about a big. This bird was big. You know what I mean? It's like it's like the size of my torso, kind of thing.
A parrot?
It's in a parrot. It was fucking huge, mate. It was massive. Huge, big parrot. It was massive, and it was sitting in this cage that was like, it couldn't even spread its wings, kind of thing. Felt really sad for it. Anyway, I'm drinking cider.
What is your
Cheers,
pirate
man.
So your pirate feature is anecdotes.
No, I don't know. I was going to say my tattoos, but yeah, I guess whatever.
Ola?
Yeah.
As the guest?
Yeah.
Pirate feature, and what's your grog?
Yeah. My pirate feature is that I like to practice fencing with Lillian. With this here practice cutlass. Yeah.
Is that a homemade sword? I hope so.
Yeah. My father made it for me when I was a kid. It hurts a lot if people hit you with it, actually.
And Ola's father was a real captain, so.
Yeah. So, and this is from him. He had this specially made.
I like that.
Yeah, I filled it up with port, but he used to have a Norwegian liquor. It's called aquavit. I don't know if you ever tasted it. Nah, it's good, but it's a bit too strong for me. He liked it, so I got port in here. So that's what I'm drinking. Cheers!
Mug.
Cheers!
And we're going to leave royalty for last.
Oh, the royalty
Please.
glass. So I'm drinking. I am drinking the same thing as last time. I'm drinking up the last box of our the Norwegian Easter drink, Easter soda. It's on. You can buy it anytime, but we usually drink it for Easter solo. It's the only Norwegian soda, so also non-alcoholic. Cheers, Fabio, for that.
And I just realized, Scott, your pirate feature is you have a cat, and I believe they took cats to the sheeps to fetch the rats in the sheep, to take control of the rats in the sheep.
Absolutely.
So we have, they do catch a lot of mice.
If he shows up. Yeah, but I asked Ola before the break, like, how did it feel to see setting up everything from scratch? Have you done that, or have you just done like I've said and do the starters?
I just did that today. I set it up from scratch.
Yeah.
You want to know what it felt? Huh? How did it feel like?
What did it feel like? Like they ask.
You really want to know, or are you just asking to be polite?
I don't know. Depends on your answer, I guess.
It was okay. It was a lot less shitty than I expected. Yeah,
That's a fair.
Yeah. I mean, setting it up from scratch is basically just installing a couple of node modules and creating some folders. That's essentially what a starter gives you. It installs Gatsby, React Node, React DOM, and then makes the source pages and then an index file.
Yeah.
Basically, so what Benedict has done today is like, yeah.
That sounds good, but that's not what I did. Yeah, right.
Yeah, well, it was a lot less than I actually thought one needed. I thought we had to have a Gatsby config at least. So I was a little surprised, and I've made quite a few Gatsby sites, but I always start with the default starter. But I'll probably do it like this from now on.
We've got like a real question in the chat.
Yeah, I saw. Yeah,
I was actually going to it now, and it might be like no
disrespect to the other questions.
This might be like a feature request for the future as well.
Yeah.
Things that we can do with Google Cloud. But John asked, will you show off what's possible with Gatsby Cloud functions that emulate backend services like email, user data, database storage, and access, hitting at what one can do with Firebase by Google?
So this week,
it's a very good question.
This week I had my, I guess it's kind of official onboarding into Gatsby Functions private alpha. So it's not in beta. So I think they announced it at GatsbyConf, and I used it this week, and it's every bit as good as I thought it was going to be. I think it's a lot simpler to set up than a netlify function, if I'm honest. So it's typical Gatsby in the sense that you just
I don't believe you.
You put a folder in. And I managed to rebuild. So I got sent the link, and I had a call arranged for an hour after I got access. I rebuilt my blog and portfolio site API, which I built on a netlify function. So I literally just looked at it, rebuilt the API, and had it pretty much working by the time I had the call. And it's literally just a case of put a folder in, write a function, and that's it. Like nothing really changes in terms of there's no complicated setup. There's no additional there's a plugin, but we add Gatsby plugins and you put them in the config. That's all.
What is it essentially the same as when you set up a netlify function and you have an API folder or something, or what?
Well, so on netlify, if you have a netlify function, you have the functions folder, and it's got to have its own package.json, and it's got to have.
No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't.
Doesn't it?
No, it doesn't. It had to, but it doesn't anymore. Like they've made it simpler as well. But we'll look at that then. But the answer is yes, that we will look more into things. And the plan is to work. We will be working on the Nattermob dev for like a long time. And when everything now we have a repo set up, we're thinking about making it so that viewers can like come with suggestions of features that we're going to make so that we can make stuff and try out stuff that you would like to see. So we are super interested in feedback like that, and we'll share that when we have the link and the setup for like discussions and feature requests.
So now I'm wondering, has the website finished building or not yet?
So it actually built super fast.
Awesome.
You can show my screen.
Yep. Sorry, I keep pressing the wrong button.
Yeah, the little screen, that's fine. So it says deployed in 0.0:16. So I was thinking we needed to have like a super long break, but under a minute for the build and then under half a minute for the deploy, but it's a tiny deploy though. So if we look at it, Nattermob.dev.
There we go. And what's our main URL now? So it should be nattermob.dev.gatsbyjs.io. If you come back to the site overview, there should be a link at the top. Yeah, there you go.
So I guess the more plugins you install, the more things need to be installed.
Is it really loud when I type?
Very
loud. Very loud, Rich. So I will be setting up all the DNS and stuff, which means I'm going to hook it up to nattermob.dev after the stream, and then you can see it before the next session. You can see it live on nattermob.dev, but we won't do that on screen, so I won't share secrets that I shouldn't share. Now that I burnt myself so badly on that. But we thought maybe now that the break is over, or everybody can share or plug
Eric.
something.
Eric.
Hey, Eric! Woo!
Eric.
Because the show is unsponsored.
Yeah.
And enjoy your lunch, I guess.
Okay, people's attention span is like moving away. Anyway, so the show is 100% unfiltered and unsponsored, but everyone who's on is allowed to plug something if they want to. So if anybody has anything they would like to plug, then they can do that now.
I have something, but I've also got an anecdote to go with it.
Okay.
Okay, go on.
So whenever I post something on Twitter for a post I've written, I don't, and I should know this already, but I don't normally do like animated GIFs or like videos or anything. I say something and I put a link to a blog post. This week, the thing that I was working on was in part animation. So I had a little animated lemon man, and I've never seen Twitter activity like it. Like, I never get that many likes or retweets. So basically what my plan now is only do things that have like animated lemons or animated fruits on them. But on my blog, there is a post about with art direction, which is one of the sort of secret hidden features of Gatsby plugin image. And there's loads of cool things that you can do. So you can find that on paulie.dev.
Paulie.dev. Yeah.
Also, I think anything with animations, it's very popular.
Yeah.
So,
but it does look good on Twitter when things are actually happening. I know Ola has something to plug.
Yes, I do. I'm putting it in the. I put it in the chat now. If it works, sometimes if you're doing it right, you can.
There's a bit of a delay, so I'm going to have to.
Yes, but I will talk for a long time. so
please don't.
My daughter Lillian, she made a book during last Nattermob stream. Just so you guys know it, because it was Easter. So she made a story in a book, and then she came up here during the stream and read it for me, and I recorded it with this here from the last century. That's how you recorded stuff in the old days, you know? And then I put it into my blog. So it's on my blog, which is built on Gatsby Cloud. Yeah. So do you see it now in the chat, Fabio?
No.
Or maybe they...
I don't think you've sent it, did you?
Yes. But I will not put it...
If not, we're going to share it in the description.
Oh. I put it in the StreamYard chat now, but I put it in the YouTube chat. That's where I put it first.
YouTube usually sanitizes URLs.
I know. I split it up. Okay. So anyway, so it's at olavea dot blah 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 blah.
And everyone can check the description for the link after the show.
No, I can say.
I think that would be easier.
It's olavea.gtsb, which is the Gatsby Cloud thing. olavea.gtsb.io/ and then you have to keep looking from there.
Yeah.
You can go on a journey.
That's good. And I think I'm going to plug the same thing every time, because when I'm not doing this and I'm not consulting, I am creating a privacy-first menstrual cycle journal called POW, and you can find it on usepow.app.
Pow, pow, pow.
Pow, 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 pow. And
how about you, Sokot? Oh, sorry.
No,
I thought you were done.
No,
My bad.
I was done.
Go on.
I was done. Only allowed one plug, so no more from me.
Okay. How about you, Scott? Anything to plug?
I promote my West Boss t-shirt I got.
Ooh.
Which I totally forgot I bought. So I somehow managed to pay for it without realising I paid for it. So yeah, that's cool. I'm going to be launching my new site, which isn't a Gatsby site. It's built on Toast, which is a Jamstack meta framework.
Your new site looks very nice, mate.
If you want to check that out, It's on a subdomain at the moment, but it'll be moving to scottspence.com soon. The subdomain is toast.scottspence.com, and you can check it out there. There's still loads of features missing, so it's going to be a while.
It looks really nice.
Cool.
Thanks, mate.
Yeah, I had a look as well when you shared with us, and I agree. It looks cool.
Horsey,
I like the menu on mobile as well.
Horsey face Scott is gone. I've taken the theme out as well because
that's a shame.
No, I'm going to look at it. Don't ruin your site. It looked well good last time I saw it.
Yeah, the theme, there's that Flash of Unstyled content, and
is it toast.scottspence?
Yeah, .com. It's just start now.
It's not working. Oh, Spence with a C.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's what I'm plugging. What are you plugging, Rich?
Oh, I got the flash, mate.
What are you plugging, Rich? This needs to be snappier the next time. Otherwise, we can't do plugs.
You can check out everything I write. I write stuff. I write, exciting stuff, and stuff about tech. It's richardhaines.dev.
Woo! Good.
And the thing that I'm going to plug, even though I'm the flying dev, although I'm not flying anymore, I actually got the job in tech, and this product is kind of like on a standby. But I do have a podcast which is called Landing in Tech, where I talk with developers about their journey to tech.
Cool.
And I got some leave coming up soon, and I'm going to release some new episodes soon. It's a promise.
Yeah. Maybe my episode. Or is that released already?
Your ones is the.
Maybe we could actually do our episode about 5 months too late.
Yeah.
That'd be cool.
That's just being profesh, Fabio. You have like the content ahead of time. But leaving this break, I'm going to do a summary of what we've done. And then if anybody has any ideas for the 404 page, they can send that in the chat, because that's always fun to do a little bit of a, something fun on the 404 page. But before we do that, I'll do the summary. And then if anybody has any suggestion, the 404 page, and then we'll log off because we're closing in on the hour. And I think Fabio will have to leave his hosting duties to do his real work pretty soon. I will then be in charge of wrapping up. So just leave whenever you have to, Fabio. But
I do.
Don't even say goodbye. Just duck out.
Just go. cut the screen.
Exactly like that. Leaving in style.
You just said I went.
Yeah. So let's go back on the screen. Do you want to summarize what we've done, Paul, or should I summarize what we've done?
I think you'll probably do a better job than I will. So you go.
Okay. Ooh.
Go.
So we started with an empty repo, and we started on GitHub, and we answered the questions. We got a repo going on GitHub. Then I git cloned it in my command line, and then we started adding things. And it turns out we don't have to add that much to get a Gatsby site. We added the dependencies we need, which are Gatsby, React, and React DOM. So that's 3 dependencies. And then we needed to add 2 pages, the index page. And I think that's all we would have needed, but it will complain if there's no 404 page. So we created a 404 page as well. And then in addition to, and the last thing we did was create the scripts we need. So we have 1 develop script, 1 build script, 1 clean script, and 1 serve script. And we went through a little bit what those meant. And the difference here is that the develop, we can see changes we do while we code, load on the browser, the site that we're making, while build will just create the files that we'll need to deploy somewhere. And to check if it's deploying nicely, we can do Gatsby serve to see if it will serve up nicely. And that's all we did today.
Oh, we deployed to Gatsby Cloud.
Oh! And then we went into Gatsby Cloud. We hooked it up to the GitHub repository, and we got a build triggered, and it's running. And we have amazing performance, amazing accessibility, and we're following all the best practices because all we have so far is an H1 with Nattermob.dev. Oh, 404 Kraken. We got
That's right.
Yeah. So let's make that 404 page a little bit more fun.
There it
404.
goes. Yeah.
That's a very good idea.
Can I Google this, or am I doing something that is not safe for work? I don't know this.
And you know, now that we talked,
Google, or?
Ooh.
What's a famous mission ship?
Titanic. It's not really missing though, is it? Well, kind of missing. I mean,
It's missing
Bottom
off
of
the
the sea.
surface. Missing
exactly.
off the surface of the sea.
Missing from life.
and you know, now that we are looking for the Kraken, I'm going to be fighting the Kraken. I'm going to have to go. So
Yep.
Enjoy, folks.
Take it easy, Fabio.
This was good.
Mate.
Bye-bye.
See everybody.
Bye-bye.
I am not finding anything. Anybody has? Oh, we can't get links in the chat.
What are you looking for? Like a picture of a squid?
I guess so. So we can put it on the Gatsby site or on
What
the
is,
404 page.
What a famous missing boat. We'll just look for Kraken rather than a 404 Kraken.
Oh, I don't know why.
Exactly.
Oh, okay. And then we do.
Yes.
But why don't you take something and then use that remove background thing and then get it as a PNG? Or do you want it as like a image?
It could be an image or a GIF.
A what, sorry?
A GIF.
When I hear you say GIF, I just ignore it. It's like you're not even talking.
I'm sure the geezer who made GIF said that it was pronounced GIF.
Yeah, but he's wrong. He's wrong too.
Okay, I see that this mission here is something we'll have to. Oh, this one. We'll do this one. I was gonna say that we.
Agata's saying something on Canva. Maybe.
Oh yeah, because I have a Canva account. Okay, let's keep this as a surprise for the next stream. There will be something fun on the 404 page. Yeah, and then last minute chances to ask any questions about what we've done. If there were some questions about the scripts, for instance,
John,
take them now.
That's a great suggestion.
Oh, I'm missing the comments. What's going on?
Oh yeah. Okay, if anybody makes that, I'll add it. That's all I gotta say. Or we could have a whole. We'll do something simple now.
I reckon we can make that. But I mean,
Yeah,
we're not coding. You're coding. But I reckon it can be made. But I know it can be made. But
I love this idea. So I'm gonna put that on screen. So we can definitely on one of the streams do something fun like that because the 404 page is a place you can go a little crazy, right? Because it doesn't have that much use. Made it Lego Kraken. Oh, so many good. Send them in. So when we share the GitHub link, or you can all go to the GitHub link now, I guess, and start adding your IDs in for here at raae.codes/nattermob.dev, and then just start. I'll add the discussion tab up here, and then everybody can just go into the discussion and come with suggestions. That would be fun. An ASCII one. So many good. An ASCII Kraken. Okay. I think that's all for today. We created a minimal site from scratch. We uploaded it or we pushed it to GitHub and we got it deployed on Gatsby Cloud. And next time, the plan is to source YouTube videos, the Nattermob YouTube videos from my YouTube channel and the ones from Scott's channel onto the page. Or not onto the page. We're thinking we can't do all of that, right, Paul? But we're going to do a plugin that at least gets the data about the videos into the I can't say that. How do you say that, Paul?
We'll hopefully be able to hit one of the Google APIs, the YouTube API, and get some references and get them into GraphQL.
GraphQL, yes, that's what I was trying to say. The GraphQL, and then on the stream after that, we will display them on the page and create an index page and separate pages for all of the videos. Yeah, that's the plan, right? And after that, there is no plan, so keep the suggestions coming.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Right on time as well.
Right on time. So as a sign off, everybody can just like say a sentence about, like we did at the beginning last time, a sentence about who they are and where you can be found online. And then we all say goodbye together. Paul.
Me, so you can find me at paulie.dev, and on Twitter, I'm at pauliescanlon.
And you are? What do you do?
I'm a web developer.
Okay. Ola?
Yes,
That's a joke,
me
man.
too. I'm a web developer. Oh, the cat! Yes.
Oh, he came.
I want to bring out my Maine Coon and be like, that's not a cat. This is a cat.
Oh,
Yeah.
but you know that, Rich, that Maine Coons were actually, they were bred to have on ships. That's why they have the big paws and the big claws. So they would actually like be good ship climbers. And then they were brought on board to eat the rats. So that's why they're
that's
so
the cat that
big.
Fabio was chatting about earlier.
Yeah, and you got that cat then.
I do have that cat.
Yeah.
He's a bastard.
Who has it?
I have a Maine Coon.
We have a Maine Coon too.
Do you?
Our
Yes.
my mom and landlord has a Maine Coon.
Nice.
Does your cat kill animals, Rich?
Yes. it
Yes,
does.
good.
Okay, I'm gonna do everybody's outros if you can't do your outros.
Is it me? Is it me now?
It's you,
Okay.
Ola. You gotta say something.
I'm a junior developer on POW, which is Queen Raae's indie business. Yes, it's a menstrual journal for ladies who like privacy or have husbands in tech who likes privacy. Yeah, that's me. So you can find me at Ola Holst Vea on Twitter.
Scott.
You can get me anywhere. SpenceS10 online, GitHub, Twitter. Where else is there? I don't know. And
Are you a web developer as well?
as of today, scat or skort. I like skort. Skort. As of today, I'm open for work actually. As of today, I stopped working at my last place. I'm now a free agent, even though I'm on holiday. But I'm
Congratulations.
gonna pick up. Thank you. Gonna try and pick up some work in the next 2 weeks. Cheers. Before I kick off as a developer advocate with Craft CMS.
Hey.
Whoa.
Nice.
Rich.
Yeah.
Yep.
Find me richardhaines.dev and Studio Hungry on Twitter. Yeah.
Molebox on GitHub.
If you want to look me up on GitHub, absolutely. Molebox on GitHub. Yeah. I'm also a developer. I work for Prisma.
Yeah. Yep. So
Yep.
I'm gonna do our tagline, which is funny to do mine, and then we can all say goodbye, and then we hope to see you next week at the same time. So this has been Gatsby Deep Dives with me, Queen Raae, and the Nattermob Pirates. Bye-bye.
Bye.
How long do we have to wave for?